Well, and stayed as Nairobi here was the first stop for King Charles III and Queen Camilla as they started their 4-day visit of the country that was a British colony for 60 years. Interestingly, it is still the same structure that the Brits left that is still standing, thus making the connection for the King and Queen even more memorable. Government House, as it was by then known, was the residence of the governor of British East Africa and played a pivotal role to the ascension of King Charles III's own mother, Elizabeth II. Ibrahim Karanja has the details.
As their deep blue 2,993cc Land Rover Discovery 4 drove into State House at the start of their 4-day official visit, King Charles III and Queen Camilla were not only walking into Kenya's seat of power, but were also reconnecting with some of their historical roots, cementing the significance of the moment. Our significance best captured in this picture of 1952, as the king's own mother, then as Princess Elizabeth II, was at this very venue, but in a completely different circumstance. It is here that Elizabeth was proclaimed queen from being a princess, as the then governor, Sir Philip Mitchell, read out the proclamation that saw her ascension. At the time, Kenya was under the colony of Britain under the larger British East Africa, and State House, as it later came to be known, was only identified to as Government House, the residence that housed the governor of British East Africa. By having the governor housed from there, the Brits had better control of their protectorate that largely included Kenya and Uganda. English architect Sir Herbert Baker was the brain behind this monument that sits on a 740-hectare of land, which he designed a Palladian design from the work of Venetian architect Andrea Palladio. The design is characterized by classical forms, symmetry, and strict proportion, with austere exteriors. Its foundation was dug by slaves and its stones done by masons. This was in 1907. Even after Kenya gained its independence in December 1963, lowering the Union Jack and in place hoisting the Kenyan flag, State House was interestingly still under the British government, for although it had a Prime Minister in Jomo Kenyatta, the country was still under the monarch. This would however change when we became a republic in 1964. In November 1983, the Queen Elizabeth II and the Duke of Edinburgh would yet again visit State House and were hosted by President Daniel Toroitich arap Moi, Kenya's second president. She had previously briefly made stopovers in Kenya 2 times earlier as queen, but this was her first state visit. Fast forward to 2023, and King Charles III and Queen Camilla were guests of President William Ruto, Kenya's 5th president, as the country marked 60 years of independence. In the strides he took and the posture he made, this is indeed a historic visit. Complete with a military guard mounted in his honor and a 21-gun salute. Ibrahim Karanja, NTV.